Welcome to Daily Davis. I'm Malia.
And I'm Daniel.
And today we're going to be talking about our story of getting pregnant at 17.
Finding out too.
Yeah. Just like a little bit of context, before this, we were dating for around 2 years, right?
Yeah.
2 years. And we found out, and basically, like, we didn't necessarily expect it to happen, but, you know, you guys will find out. Yeah. So we wanted to make this channel to document all of our moments together, starting from this special moment until way on in the future when we have our kid and enjoy life with them, and we thought we would share that with you guys as well. I watched a lot of these videos before I told my parents and all that, and it actually really helped, and so I thought, why not have us sit down and make a video on it together so we could also help people. Yeah. This was a while back now, so we may forget things every now and then, but we're gonna try to like keep it in order where it's understandable. So we suspected that I might be pregnant in May, and that's really where the story began. School was getting very close to ending, and we noticed that my period wasn't coming. And so we assumed that we'd give it a little bit of time and see if it comes in June, because usually my period was always on time, but we wanted to make sure that it wasn't like any other type of altercation. And so just to be safe, once it got around to mid-May and we still didn't see my period, we decided to get a 2-pack of clear blue tests. And so we went to Walmart and got that. And I actually took them at school and at the store. One at the store and one at school, and they were both negative. So we didn't necessarily think I wasn't pregnant yet, because we did read a lot about it, and I was doing so much research because I was nervous that said
positive results don't always show up right away.
Yeah, it could take you weeks for your HCG level, which is what the pregnancy test reads, to get higher as the days go up. So after that, I did more research on it, and then it also said to use your like first morning urine. And so the next time we decided to get the test again was later on, because we figured give it some time then. And we waited until my following expected period, which was supposed to be like June 5th or something, early June. So we waited a while, and then we got impatient and we decided to go to the near dollar store and buy a couple of the cheaper pregnancy tests. And so we bought 3 of those, and we went to the park and we were talking about it, and we were nervous, but we really wanted to know like if we're pregnant or not. But we decided one morning to just go ahead and try the test. So June 1st came and we decided to try it. So I woke up that morning and I brought the test in the bathroom with me, and I acted like I was gonna go in the bathroom and take a shower because I didn't want my parents to notice. And I remember like when I was opening the box and getting everything set up, I was super nervous because all of the other tests said negative, but like, I don't know, it just felt like because we waited for a while, you don't know what it could be now.
You don't know what to expect.
Yeah, and so I took the test out, and the way these tests work is it came with this little like, what's that called, dropper? It came with a little tiny dropper, and basically what you do is you pee in the cup, take the pee out with the dropper, and then you put like 4 drops or whatever on the test, and it will tell you with 2 lines if it's pregnant, not then 1. So that's what I did. I peed in a cup, and I took out some with the dropper, and then I put it on the test. The whole test turned pink, and then the control line was there, and I waited for about a minute, and I noticed when I looked back at it that there was a very faint line, and And the test was actually saying that you're supposed to wait 3 minutes to have like your for sure answer, and don't wait past 10 minutes to look at it, or it could be a mistake. So after that 1 minute went by, I was like, oh my gosh, I might actually be pregnant. I was excited and scared at the same time because I didn't want to tell my parents, but I was excited to like find out finally. So that very, very faint line came, and then my dad knocked on the door.
And it's only a minute in out of the 3 minutes you're supposed to wait.
And he had to use the bathroom, so I'm like, great, I can't leave the test here sitting like it's supposed to. And then he sees it and he's like, what's this? Blah, blah, blah. So I like quickly took it up and I put it in my pocket of my robe, and then I got out the bathroom. And when I looked at it again, I saw that that faint line was just a tiny bit more noticeable. And so I took a picture of it real quick and I showed Danny, and I said, oh my gosh, do you see a line? Do you see a line? How did you feel?
I saw it. I was nervous. I was like, oh, you actually might be pregnant. Like, the possibility was more real, saying that we saw the line.
And I wish I had that picture. I'd insert it, but I didn't get a picture of that first test, but it showed just like a very, very faint line. You barely see it, but it was there. And so at that point, I'm even more confused because I'm like, well, what if it's only doing this because I picked it up too fast? Or what if it's not really showing a line, but I didn't wait 3 minutes, and so I wouldn't know if it was or wasn't.
We weren't too sure because we didn't wait the full time.
Exactly.
So we didn't know whether or not to depend on that faded line.
And since it was so faint too, we're like, well, what if it's a false positive? Because I read that was very common too, so I was like, for like those like type of tests, and so I was like, great, what are we gonna do now? I don't want to use another test and then I have to pick it up again. So we were debating, and then we're like, well, we're gonna go to the store with his mom later, so why don't we just get a first response test and take it at the store, and we'll see then. So that's what we did. I got ready. I held my pee like the whole time, all the way until we went to the store, so it would be kind of like first morning urine.
Yeah.
Because I also read that doesn't necessarily have to be the first morning urine. It just had to be urine that you saved up for a while, so it could build HGC in it. So once we went to the store, we snuck off and we grabbed the first response test. We paid for it in the self-checkout line, and then I bolted to the bathroom so we could check. And Danny stood outside like waiting, and I just remember like so many tests that I took before that said negative like kind of made me like, well, what if this one says negative too? I don't know, it's kind of weird because like seeing those negatives, like usually that probably makes somebody happy, but I don't know, it kind of disappointed me a little bit because I don't know, the fact that we're like thinking about the idea for so long made me just be like, well then I'd rather it say pregnant than, you know.
Yeah.
And so seeing negative would be a little bit disappointing. So
I was scared though. I was scared, and then you saying all that, like how you wanted it to be positive, like I was like, oh wow, like she really feels like she's ready, like maybe we could do this too, you know?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's weird to explain, and that probably sounds stupid, but like, I don't know, it was just like, because it was so like, that could be the possibility, it made it more like,
acceptable.
I expect to see that. Yeah, exactly.
It made it more realistic.
Yeah. So,
more of a possibility, like it could be there, where it
especially like, once my period wasn't coming, it just seemed like that was like the only option, because like that was the only possibility, because like I said, I was regular. I would always have my period every month, and it would always be accurate with my period app. And so once it wasn't, I was like, okay, it has to be that. I was so nervous going into that bathroom at Walmart, and I had the test in the box that I had in my purse, and I sat down. I peed on the stick like you're supposed to, and then I sat it down on the box, and I just waited, and like I said, it went pink again like normal. And I didn't want to look at it because I wanted to be a little bit surprised, but at the same time I couldn't take my eyes off of it. I wasn't like everybody else where they could like sit the test down, then go do something for a long time and then come back to it. I like had to look at it and see exactly when it said positive. And so like almost immediately I peed on it, it turned pink, showed the control line, and bam, the test line, 2 positives just like that right next to it. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, like because like I said, I was so used to seeing the negative. When I finally saw the positive, it was like, it just felt unreal. And I was just sitting there staring at it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it starts getting like darker and darker. And eventually it got darker than the control line. So it was like a given, it's a positive. And I just remember staring at it and like my eyes started tearing up. And I was just so surprised. Like I didn't expect it to say that.
You texted me too.
Yeah, and I took a video of it, which I don't think we have anymore. I don't know. I don't think we do. But I took a video of it to show Danny, since he couldn't be in the girls' bathroom, obviously. And oh my gosh. At first, I wanted him to think that it was a negative just to make him excited, since I couldn't see his reaction. And so I texted him and I was like, baby ... with like a sad emoji, like something like that. And just to get him thinking.
By now though, we were already kind of like a little excited for this to be a positive too.
So I made it seem kind of like a sad thing, just like get him, you know, trick him, make him think that it wasn't positive.
But I did suspect that you were doing that too.
Yeah, I know. I thought you might think that, but I was like, I might as well try just to get him like the excitement of finding out. And then I told him, I was like, I'm gonna be a mother. And I said a cuss word, but I can't say that.
You said, I'm gonna be a good mother.
and so then I showed like happy emojis, and I sent the video and pictures of it saying positive, and it was just like, for that like moment, it was like a big happy moment. It was like, yay! I kept the test. I put it back in the wrapper that it comes in and put it in the box and put it in my purse and kept it. And there was still one more test that we didn't use yet. And so June 1st, we got a positive, and I don't know, it was so exciting in that moment to like finally see the
like
positive.
It was finally real. Like,
yeah, it was finally a confirmation, like, am I pregnant or not? I am. Like, we finally had that confirmation to know what to do next. And then that's when it felt more scary. Once the excitement wore off a little bit and you're starting to think, great, now how am I gonna tell my parents? And so that's like where the nervous part came in. And that will be in a different story because we don't want to tell you that here. But anyways, there's a little bit more to this story before then. So once we figured that out and we knew, okay, it's confirmed by that test, we went home from the store. And then for like there was like around 4 more days before my expected period would be missed. And so we waited until then. I think it was it 3 days later, or maybe 4 or 5 days later, something like that. We took the other tests, and I just took that one at home, and the cheap test I took 2, just to be sure. And so I took the first response test and the cheap dollar store test. And I did that at home, and they both came up positive too, and so that just gave like
official.
The solid confirmation, no false positives. And even then I read that like false positives weren't that common, so that was pretty much like given 3 positives, my period's not coming, like that was pretty much it. And what also made us like want to test sooner was because I was like bleeding for like 2 days, and it was kind of light during like mid-May, and so that kind of like confused us. I wasn't sure if it was like a period or if it was just the implantation bleeding that I read happens to. And so like finally actually knowing like in June, getting all those positive tests, it made it more like a confirmation. Because you can imagine like seeing negative tests and having like a 2-day period, but that's
like
not normal for
symptoms.
you, makes you confused. Like you're like, well then, was it a period or was it not? So that was just like the given. Like once we had 3 tests that were all solid positive, it was like, have to be. Like I have to be. And so that's pretty much how our story went. And then after that, it came to telling our parents. And the thing about that is we actually waited 4 months to tell our parents. So that's another story that we'll tell you guys in the next video. But that's pretty much our story of finding out, so we took it pretty well.
Yeah, any other couple might have been very scared in that moment,
yeah.
But we just have such a strong connection. It just didn't seem like something bad. It seemed like something. We've talked about having children not too far from now, like just a couple years down the road, so it wasn't too much of a surprise to have it now.
I'm 17 currently, he's 18. I turned 17 January, like
2 months,
at the beginning.
2 months from now.
Yeah.
2 months from today.
And so, I don't know, like, it seems like we're young, I understand that, but like on the bright side, we're almost out of school, so that makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I get out early in December, I'll be finished, and then
Next
he gets
month.
out in May.
Gets out after.
So
the end of next month.
It kind of worked out. Like, it could have been worse, that's for sure. Like, I look up to those teen moms that still have to go to school and all that work.
Yeah,
like, cause
those early teen moms.
Yeah, that's hard. So
yeah.
I totally understand. And we're going to make like weekly bump videos and give you updates on like my symptoms I'm having and what we've been doing to prepare. We actually bought a lot of stuff, and we'll make a haul video on that, like once we get a little bit further into this. Also, we started buying stuff like pretty much right after finding out.
Yeah, gender neutral.
We didn't have jobs, but like we were selling like our clothes that we don't use anymore and stuff online, and that was really like giving us like income to therefore buy some stuff for our kids. So we just started putting every dollar we'd get into them, so we'd be ready, and everything works out. I just like want to say that like if you're a teen mom or you might be pregnant, whether you're alone or with your significant other, like it does get better. I was very scared and
I was too
excited at the same time, and like now everything's working out. So if you really want to hear any more stories on this or see our telling our parents, then that'll be the next video on this channel.
This is our new channel, Daily Davis.
Yes.
Pretty much we're just going to be having updates about how we're doing in our daily life, with how the baby's doing, how she's doing.
And we're definitely going to have a labor and delivery video when that happens. That'll be around February 7th is her expected due date. So February 7th, 2018. We'll see if it's then or if it's earlier. But
that's in a few months too. That's in 3 months.
Yeah, it's coming by really close. And that's the crazy thing. Like, that time goes by so fast. Like after,
I remember when you were just like 3 weeks pregnant.
Yeah, like after that like initial like first trimester, time just feels like it's flying by. So
yeah,
we're gonna definitely give you updates on that. And because I'm starting this when I'm already like in the second trimester, I'll make a video explaining like how it was for me during the first trimester and like what we were going through and all that. So
you're 25 weeks pregnant, right?
26.
26 weeks pregnant.
Yeah, 26. And on Wednesday I'll be 27. Depending on when this video comes out. But
it's Sunday right now, so
yeah, so we'll see. But I'm really excited.
Me too.
I'm very thankful that my baby's father and my future husband is here and involved. Yeah, because it would be a lot.
I'm
harder.
excited. I was really nervous though at first, but I'm really excited now.
Yeah. And we'll also reveal the gender to you guys in a video as well coming up very soon. I'm actually editing that already because we filmed it already.
Yeah.
And so we will bring that on here too very soon. So there'll probably be a telling our parents video coming up next, as well as the gender reveal. So you guys can know that.
Don't forget to like,
comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video. And thank you for joining us on this journey through making our family.